lights of San Antonio glowed like fire above the ring where two men stood on the edge of destiny. On one side, Carlos Cuadras, a battle-tested warrior from Mexico, his face carved by years of war, a former world champion who had shared the ring with legends. On the other, Jesse Bam Rodriguez, a 22-year-old prodigy, stepping up in weight, taking the fight on short notice, daring to chase greatness before his time. The crowd hummed with energy, pair of voices echoing through the arena like a heartbeat. As the bell rang, Cuadras charged forward, throwing looping shots with bad intentions, determined to break the young southpaw early. But Bam was unmoved. His feet slid like silk, his eyes calm, his timing sharp. He wasn't fighting like a replacement. He was fighting like he belonged. Each jab he threw split the air clean. Each step a quiet statement that the future had arrived sooner than expected. The early rounds were a chess match in motion. Cuadras tried to impose his will, pressing forward, digging to the body, using every trick in his veteran playbook. Rodriguez, calm as ever, began finding rhythm, popping his jab, countering with lightning-fast left hands, pivoting out of danger. Then, in the third round, the young Texan made his first mark on history. Cuadras lunged forward with a right hand, and Bam met him with a perfect left uppercut that landed flush. The veteran crashed to the canvas, stunned, eyes wide in disbelief. The arena erupted as Bam walked calmly to the neutral corner. It wasn't just power. It was precision, timing, and fearlessness. Cuadras rose, smiling through the pain, nodding his respect. He knew now the kid could fight, but he wasn't done. Cuadras bit down on his mouthpiece, marched forward, and fired back, showing the grit of a man who refused to surrender the throne easily. The middle rounds brought intensity. Cuadras, wounded but proud, turned up the pressure, throwing punches in bunches, looping shots from both sides. He found moments of success, forcing Bam to fight off the ropes, digging his gloves into the body. But Bam's poise was unshakable. His footwork created angles Cuadras couldn't follow. His counterpunching punished every mistake. The crowd gasped at his precision, short uppercuts, quick right hooks, combinations that seemed effortless. Still, the Mexican warrior pressed on, refusing to fade. Each time Bam landed something clean, Cuadras fired back, as if powered by sheer defiance. It was experience versus evolution, a battle between the old guard and the new generation. Between rounds, Robert Garcia urged his fighter to stay patient, to box smart. Bam nodded silently, his focus unbroken. He knew he was not just fighting Cuadras. He was fighting the doubt, the disbelief, the question of whether he truly belonged among the elite. By the 8th round, the crowd sensed they were witnessing something special. Bam's movement was poetry, gliding, turning, dictating. He began landing in combinations that left Cuadras chasing shadows. His defense was fluid, his offense sharp and surgical. Cuadras, blood trickling from his nose, kept coming forward, his heart refusing to quit. The exchanges grew fierce, Cuadras throwing in desperation, Bam answering with crisp precision. The fight had become a test of wills. Each round, Bam extended his lead, showing maturity beyond his years. Every punch carried purpose, every slip and pivot a display of boxing brilliance. But Quadras's pride never let him go quietly. He fought through fatigue, through pain, through youth itself, trying to drag Bam into the trenches where experience ruled. Yet each time he pushed, Bam found another level. His combinations snapped like thunder, his rhythm untouchable. The veteran had met the future, and it was dazzling. As the final round began, the arena rose to its feet. Both men, battered but unbroken, touched gloves, a gesture of respect between generations. Cuadras came forward, throwing everything he had left, desperate for one last moment of glory. Bam met him in the center of the ring, calm and composed, slipping punches and firing counters that landed clean. The crowd roared as the seconds ticked away. When the final bell rang, both men raised their hands, but deep down, everyone knew. The judges confirmed it moments later. Unanimous decision, Jesse Bam Rodriguez. The youngest world champion in boxing was crowned that night at just 22 years old. Across the ring, Cuadras smiled through the defeat, recognizing what the world now saw, that the torch had been passed. Under the bright lights of San Antonio, a star had been born, and his name was Jesse Bam Rodriguez.